What's up guys? On today's video we're going to be talking all about fletching arrows, but before I do that I'm going to get some shooting in because it's 54 degrees and we are less than 30 days away from deer season. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We are inching closer and closer to the 500 subscriber milestone, and if you subscribe it'll get us there quicker, so I'd really appreciate that. Like I said in the intro, today I'm going to be talking about fletching arrows. Probably about 3 or 4 years ago that I started kind of getting more and more into, you know, the quote-unquote building of an arrow. I just figured if I had control of the whole process, I knew exactly, you know, the weight of the arrows. I could tinker with them a little bit more, and I feel like the more knowledge you have of your equipment, the better you are at using it. So I decided that I would start fletching arrows. So I started watching a lot of YouTube videos and things like that, and talking to the guys at the archery shop about how they would do it, and started fletching my own arrows, and that's just part of the arrow building process. Essentially now whenever I just buy a blanket dozen of arrows, which actually is cheaper. Typically it's a little bit cheaper to get them non-fletch blank, and I just tell them the length that I want them cut to. I have a couple of arrows that I need to refletch anyways because I've been shooting the new Day 6 Evo X blades. They're just a big cut-on contact 2 blade with like 2 little bleeder blades, so 4 total blades, but it's mostly just this big sharp blade, and it's the same steel they use in Benchmade knives, so these suckers are like razor sharp right out of the box. I'm gonna go get the materials I need to fletch these, and I'm gonna show you guys the whole process. I'm using a different fletch pretty much than what I have in the past, and I'll kind of tell you why I went that route whenever we start fletching. Okay, so I got everything laid out for you guys here. I'm gonna go through each thing that you would need. Forgetting one thing, hold on. Okay, now I have everything that you need. First off, like a computer mouse pad. It's got some cushion. I like to wrap my arrows. You don't have to use wrapping, but I do like to use a wrap your vanes. And I don't know what the exact term this is. It's basically a fletching scraper offer your arrow thing. I don't know, you can just use a razor blade, but it's got this nice little curve for an arrow. I have this G5 fletching and insert glue. You need a Fletch Master. It's a Bitzenberger, but this is how you clamp the fletching and then put it on the arrow. Last couple things, some rubbing alcohol and a microfiber cloth. I just use like you know, like an old lens cloth or something. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is take a razor blade, or if you do end up getting one of these little scraper deals, we need to scrape the old wrap off and the fletching. Okay, so now we have a clean shaft. There's a little bit of residue left. You can kind of feel it when you rub your hands on there, but I just kind of scrape this on that bare shaft. I'm not putting a lot of weight. It's almost just the weight of the scraper, but just trying to get all that excess off to make sure that it's really clean. That's where the rubbing alcohol comes into play, and your little microfiber cloth. Just put a little bit, ooh, that's a lot. Put a little bit of alcohol on there and just wipe that really clean there. Once that's done, we're gonna take a wrap. I use boning wraps, and then make sure whichever way you want the logo, which it looks like on all these, I have the logo towards towards where the broadhead would be on your arrow. So make sure, you know, if you want your stickers to all be the same, make sure you have those facing the right way. So I want mine, the Boning logo, towards the field point or broadhead. So I lay that on the left side on the mouse pad. You want a little bit of kind of a cushiony surface so you can press down on that arrow as you roll it across to get that wrap on. And a mouse pad is really perfect for that. There's not a lot of fibers that stick up like in a towel or something, but I assume a towel would probably work just fine too. Kind of get it aligned right on the edge. Apply the pressure with the 3 fingers and just roll it across. Like that. And there you go, there's your wrap. And I like to apply just some pressure, just kind of roll it into your fingers like this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use that alcohol wipe already and just kind of wipe that wrap down, because you are gonna stick your fletching onto the wrap. The reason I like the wrap so much is because I'm not gluing a fletching right onto the carbon of the arrow. And it kind of looks cool, and it helps you, you know, see like different blood, you know, blood types if you made a good shot or a bad shot. I usually run with white, but they didn't have any at Bass Pro when I went. Yellow was the lightest color I could get. So now it's the bits and burger time. So basically the way this works, it has a magnet on the clip. Now the clip will hold the vane. So when you clip it in, you try to use that last little hash mark at the very end of the vane. You put your knock in there like you're knocking it on a string, and then it sets just like that. So I'm running a 4-fletch this year because I'm using those big heavy wide blades, and the best arrow flight I found with my setup was using a 4-fletch. It just helps stabilize the arrow quicker in flight with the shorter but wider surface area vanes. Really control that arrow flight a lot quicker than the 3-fletch, longer, skinnier, less surface area vanes. So that's why I went with the 4-fletch. There's 3 different settings. There's 120 degrees, which would be, I believe that's your normal. I can't remember if 120 is your normal for 3-fletch, but I have the 90 degrees selected. That's for 4-fletch, and then there's one other one. It's 75 by 105 degree. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember if that's the 3-fletch or whatever, but all you do is you just take an Allen wrench. These are set screws, and the ones that are unscrewed are the ones that are not selected. So the ones that's the set screw that's screwed in tight is the one that is selected, and this will give you 4 turns. 3, 4, and that covers the perfect amount around the arrow. Well, I think this glue is no good, so I'm gonna have to grab some new glue. I got some new glue. There's like a little cup on the vane that meets the shaft, and I try to just fill a nice even bead along that cup. I put the bottom of it down first, hit the magnet, and then just slowly push it onto the shaft. Once it's on there, don't pull it off. Make sure you release the clip and then pull it off. And then you're done. Then when you're done with that one, you take the lever on the bottom and just turn it over, and then do all your vanes like that until you completed the 4 or 3, whatever you're going with. There's the 4-fletch arrow. Yeah. So I like this process. Like I said, it's just another way of just knowing your equipment and knowing that you're doing the whole thing. And like I said, in my hunting room, it's just I like the whole process of doing it all, and I don't want to wait. You know, take them to a shop and then they're going to charge you for it and all that stuff. I just like the whole process of putting these arrows together, including the components in the front, all the way into the back. So I hope you guys found this somewhat informational. Hope I didn't ramble on and not make a whole lot of sense, but it's a pretty easy process. Just get you one of these. There's a lot of different fletching options out there, but It's pretty easy, guys, and thanks for watching. And again, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already.